You run the numbers and your retirement finally works on paper. The rent's cheaper, the groceries are cheaper, the healthcare is actually affordable, and then your stomach drops because the country you picked doesn't care what your life costs there. It cares what a visa officer sees on your bank statement. And in 2026, one of the world's most famous cheap retirement countries quietly raised that bar to around $4,400 a month. I'll tell you which country that is in just a second. Hi, I'm Haley. Welcome to my channel, Travel Elements, where I cover travel tips, international living, investment insights, and so much more. Today, I'm putting the real 2026 income requirements for 10 retirement visas on one comparison table. Portugal, Greece, Panama, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Thailand, Malaysia, the Philippines, Colombia, and Mexico. 3 of these numbers changed so much this year that a lot of plans are quietly out of date. Because get this wrong and you can sell the house, book the flight, and find out at the immigration office that your income doesn't count, not because it's too small, but because it's the wrong kind of money. So let's run all 10 lowest bar to highest. We start with the lowest monthly number on the whole table, the Philippines. Their retirement visa is called the SRRV. And if you're 50 or older with a lifetime pension, and yes, Social Security counts, the number is just $800 a month. But that $800 comes with a partner requirement, a $15,000 deposit in a Philippine bank. It's still your money and you get it back if you leave, but it has to sit there. No pension, the deposit doubles to $30,000. And heads up, this whole program was restructured in September of 2025. So numbers quoted before then are out of date. In return, you get permanent, multiple entry residency, no yearly renewal treadmill. For the lowest bar in Asia, that's hard to beat. Next, Costa Rica, and the classic number, $1,000 a month. But it has to be the right kind of thousand. A pension guaranteed for life. Social Security? Perfect. A military pension? Great. Savings, dividends, rentals? Not for this visa. That's a different category with a much higher bar. Now here's Costa Rica's quiet superpower. That single $1,000 pension covers your spouse and your kids under 25 too. No extra income required for the whole family. You'll enroll in the public healthcare system, the Caja, and renew the status every 2 years. Worth watching. Officials have talked about raising this bar. As of right now though, 1,000, and the family rides along. Panama sits at the same headline number, $1,000 a month. But the deal is built differently. Again, it must be a lifetime pension. Bringing a spouse? Panama asks for $250 more per dependent. So a couple needs $1,250 total. Here's what makes Panama special. You get permanent residency immediately, day 1. No temporary phase, you just set foot in the country once every 2 years to keep it. Then there's the famous retiree discount law. Legally required discounts on medicine, hospital bills, flights, restaurants, hotels. Panama also runs on the US dollar and doesn't tax your foreign pension. For someone living on a Social Security check, this might be the strongest $1,000 offer on earth. Now let's cross the Atlantic, because Europe's lowest bar might surprise you. Portugal's D7 visa asks for passive income equal to their minimum wage, and in 2026, that's 920 euros a month. Only about $1,065 US. That's European residency for roughly the price of Panama. And notice the wording, passive income, not just pension. Social Security works, but so do rentals, dividends, interest, royalties. Portugal is the flexible one on this list. 2 things to plan for though. A spouse adds 50%, so a couple needs about 1,400 euros, roughly $1,600 a month. And you'll want around 11,000 euros, call it $12,000, sitting in a Portuguese bank as a savings cushion. You're expected to actually live there more than half the year, and you'll become a tax resident. But as a pure income bar, lowest in Europe by a mile. And now the first number that changed hard this year. Colombia. Their pension visa is priced at 3 times the Colombian minimum wage. Sounds harmless, until the government raised that wage almost 24% in January, and the visa bar jumped overnight, from around $1,100 to roughly $1,400 a month. Nobody rewrote the visa rules. The formula just did its thing, and people who qualified in December suddenly didn't in January. And like the other Latin American classics, this one wants pension-type income only. Social Security and true pensions, yes. Rentals and dividends? No. So if Colombia is your pick, don't aim to barely clear the bar. Leave yourself 20% of headroom, because next January, the wage and the bar will almost certainly move again. Quick pause, if these real numbers are helping you, do me a favor and subscribe, because I keep guides like this current as the rules change. And look, I can lay out the whole table, but I can't see your bank statement from here. So if you're sitting there thinking, okay, but which of these bars do I actually clear? That's exactly what my free Find Your Match quiz is for. Takes about 2 minutes, you put in your real income and your must-haves, and it shows you which options that opens for you. First link in the description. Back to the table with Ecuador, which uses the same formula idea as Colombia. 3 times the local minimum wage, and that lands at $1,446 a month in 2026. Ecuador runs on the US dollar, so there's no exchange rate guesswork. And here's a genuinely helpful detail. Couples can combine their pensions to clear the bar together. The catch is commitment. In your first couple of years, you can't be outside Ecuador more than 90 days a year without putting the visa at risk. This is for actually living there. And if that's the plan, it's one of the lowest cost, most livable countries in the hemisphere. Thailand is where the structure changes, because Thailand gives you a choice. You need to be 50 or older, and then you either show monthly income of 65,000 baht, right around 2,000 US dollars. Or you skip the income test completely and park 800,000 baht, about $24,500, in a Thai bank account. That second option is huge for people with savings but a smaller monthly check. Thailand doesn't care where the money came from, just that it's there. The trade-offs. It's a yearly renewal. The deposit has to stay in the account around renewal time, and the version you apply for from abroad requires health insurance that gets pricey as you age. More upkeep than Panama or Portugal, but that deposit route opens Thailand to people the income visas shut out. And now the biggest quiet change on this entire table. Malaysia. For years, the MM2H program was the income-friendly favorite. Not anymore. On the mainland, the monthly income route is simply gone. The entry tier now requires 150,000 US dollars in a fixed deposit, plus a required property purchase of at least 600,000 ringgit, roughly $140,000, within a year. So Malaysia went from an income visa to a capital visa, close to $300,000 committed before you've unpacked a single box. There is one path left for income-based applicants. The state of Sarawak on Borneo runs its own version, where about 10,000 ringgit a month, roughly 2,300 US dollars, can still qualify you with no forced property purchase. But that's Sarawak only, not Kuala Lumpur, not Penang. If you last looked into Malaysia a few years ago, the numbers you remember don't apply anymore. Greece is Europe's other big name, and it's honest about what it wants. 3,500 euros a month. Call it around 4,000 US dollars. Add 20% for a spouse, so a couple's looking at 4,200 euros, roughly $4,800. There's a savings alternative too. Showing around 126,000 euros in the bank can stand in for the monthly income. What do you get for the steepest bar in Europe on this table? A 3-year permit, travel across the Schengen area, and one genuinely interesting perk. Qualifying foreign retirees can apply for a flat 7% tax on foreign pension income. You do have to actually live there, at least 183 days a year. Greece isn't trying to be the cheap option. It's the premium European package, priced like one. Which brings us back to where we started, Mexico. The country everyone assumes is the easy one. Here's the 2026 reality. Mexican consulates updated the math behind temporary residency. And at a typical consulate, the income bar now works out to roughly 4,300 to 4,400 US dollars a month. Let that land. The country, famous for affordable living, has the highest income bar on this entire table. That's about 4 times Portugal's. Now, the details matter. Mexico's requirement is set in pesos through a formula. Every consulate applies it a little differently, and exchange rates move, so the exact dollar figure depends on where and when you apply. There's also a savings alternative. Roughly $70,000 or more in average balances over the past year can qualify you instead of monthly income. But the big picture stands. Cheap to live in does not mean easy to get into. The cost of living and the visa bar are two completely different numbers, and only one of them decides whether you get to stay. And a quick note, friend to friend, I'm sharing what I've learned from current official guidance. This isn't legal or immigration advice, and these rules genuinely change. Before you act on any of this, verify the numbers with the consulate and talk to a qualified immigration professional. So who should pick what? If your money is a social security check or a lifetime pension, the $1,000 classics, Panama and Costa Rica, and the Philippines 800 are built for you. If your income comes from rentals, dividends, or a mix, Portugal is the most flexible low bar in the West. If you have savings but a smaller check, Thailand and the Philippines let a bank deposit do the talking. And if your budget sits comfortably above $4,000, Greece and Mexico stop being obstacles and become preferences. The right answer isn't the lowest number. It's the bar your specific money actually clears. Okay, I put the entire table on one screen for you right here. Every country, its 2026 monthly bar, and the kind of money it accepts. Pause the video and grab a screenshot because this is the exact chart you'll want open when you're comparing these options against your own bank statement. And remember, these are the numbers as of 2026, so verify before you act on them. So here's my question for you. Which of these numbers surprised you the most? Mexico's 4,400 or Portugal's 1,000? Let me know in the comments. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you got something out of this, do me a favor. Give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss what's coming, because I post new videos regularly. If you know someone who's planning a move abroad and still working with last year's numbers, send this their way. And tell me in the comments if there's a country or a topic you'd like me to cover next. I'll do my best to make it happen. Until next time.